You know what it is. It's your boy Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio with Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you once again. It's going to be a long day, a lot of content, a lot of interviews with Bluefield State University today. And, we'll see what else we get out of them. But first, let's go ahead and introduce the ladies.
Hi, my name is Paige Whittington. I'm the center fielder for Bluefield State, and I'm from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Okay, what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Okay, awesome.
Hi, my name is Costanzo. I'm from Philly. Go Birds.
Oh, my God.
I'm the second baseman at Bluefield State, and I'm also a junior as well.
I just want to let y'all know before I do my sponsor shout out, I do not condone that bird shout out, nor do I agree with it, even though I'm from
Blow the
Pittsburgh.
whistle. Blow the whistle.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds, baby.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out sponsors, Staples, and of course, Smart Water sponsor. Thank you very much for all that you have done for me, myself personally, but also thank you for the donation of the banners and the Smart Water that has been provided to the teams and the young ladies individually. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So if you can, you know what, do a little different since you did that Go Birds.
Okay.
Let's do this. What is your favorite food?
Food? Oh, I don't think I have a specific. I would just say like Italian food in general.
Yeah, so
Okay.
anything I cook.
Yeah, we live together, so Jules is the cook of the house.
Oh, wait, so we gonna get a look. So you tell, nah. So,
I just live there.
I just cook there.
I'm just here so I won't get fat.
Yeah.
That's the type of approach we're doing today.
Yeah, she cooks, she cleans, she's perfect.
Oh, okay. So I heard that. All right, so okay, don't cook, just like in Thailand, because she provides it. So when we say, okay, so do you watch sports?
Yes.
What is your favorite? You have a favorite football team?
Yeah,
What's your
Cowboys.
Wow. So that has to be a pretty interesting household.
Yeah.
Whenever
It's loud.
the
It is loud.
but not necessarily on the Cowboys' behalf.
No, because they don't
Okay,
really do
listen,
much.
what had happened was, it's okay.
Yeah. What she was going to say was what had happened was since '95 we really haven't done much, but that's for another show, and another story.
Right, we'll talk about that another
Talk
time.
about Bluefield State, and because you're a juniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the journey it has been for you since you've been there.
So I came in here as a freshman. I had another coach before Coach Holly came in, and to say the least, it was a journey because the program we have now, softball-wise and even school-wise, is not the same at all. And I know Paige can probably vouch for this as well because we've been here both years. And I don't know, man. It's been a journey. It's been a road. Nothing's the same. Softball, since Coach Holly came in, it has grown. Like, Bluefield State is now just putting itself on the market because all these people are starting to come in and whatnot. And, yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Being here since freshman year, it's like you've seen it grow, and especially the program itself. Coach Holly came in last year, which was our sophomore year, and basically just came in hard and heavy. And I think it really impacted the program as a whole. And I think it started with last year, everyone bought in, and then this year it just continued with the freshmen. And I think we're doing a pretty good job, or at least we're trying to do a good job of like bringing those freshmen in and like allowing them to buy into the program as well.
When you talk about a culture, because I think a lot of athletes don't understand what it means when you talk about the changing of a culture. Talk about that from your perspective, right? Why the culture change mattered and why you feel that it helped grow and enhance the program.
Yeah. Okay, so the culture itself, it's like we in the weight room, we go harder, and on the field, we go harder. Even off the field, in the classroom, it's like we care more, and it's like we realize it's like we're here for a degree as well, but softball is just like that bonus.
Yeah.
So we're just here to just like I said, just buy into the program, and it's like the whole culture has changed. It's just a completely different mindset.
Okay.
So I think Paige talked about like the individual culture from each individual person, but I think if you look at Bluefield State as a whole, it is very sports-oriented based. So like the culture of Bluefield State is sports. So with the growing and the joining of the CI, like the cultural diversity of Bluefield State has just grown so much since joining the CI, and all of our sports teams have grown. Like both of our women's and men's basketball team has grown. Softball has grown. And it just creates such a better dynamic within the school.
Okay, amazing. So, when you talk about the leadership, right, and does it matter that the person leading you believes that rubs off when they say attitude reflects leadership, right? Would you say that the push, because we all know, Coach Holly loves the weight room, right?
Sure does.
So would you say that that culture and that aspect and that drive from her rubbed off on the team? Not to say that because she didn't implement it, but because her drive and doing it, it's, she's showing you and not just having you do it. It's one thing for a coach to be like, all right, go hit the weight room, and you look back and they eating Fritos.
Yeah. No, I would say for sure. Like, I think Jules can probably the same thing. My mindset my freshman year was just come in. I didn't think anything was serious. I didn't take anything serious. And she showed me that life gives you so many obstacles and that, like, softball is just the tip of the iceberg. Being in the weight room and pushing yourself to go up 5 more pounds is just the tip of the iceberg. And it's just like she's pushed me and matured me so much just as a person. And it changed my mindset completely.
Okay.
Yeah, heavy on that. I think Coach Holly, when her way of coaching is like, she pushes you in softball, in the weight room, and like everything else in the classroom. But if you look at the way she coaches, it's like deeper.
Okay.
So like she'll push me in the weight room and she'll push me on the field, but then realistically, she is making me a stronger woman when I get out into the world.
Okay.
Because I was not the same softball player and person I was my sophomore year to my junior year now because of that.
Like when you talk about growth, right? That's part of that process. That's part of the process, especially for college, right? You come in this person. But as each year goes, you develop more and you learn more. You change something about yourself that you maybe didn't know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you, right, and you talk about going from sophomore, junior, talk about the growth that you've seen in yourself personally that you have been able to add to your game. Things that you maybe weren't doing, when it comes to softball. What are some of those things and those steps that you've seen from you?
I would say the biggest thing with me is just confidence. I would say I never had the confidence, but I always had the natural ability. I always had that natural skill. And I needed a strong woman like Coach Harley and last year like Coach Cal. And even my teammates around me like Calla Cooksey to push me and be that strong woman and be that confident woman to leave me at second base.
Yeah.
And I would say like that's the biggest difference is because that confidence and then it just carries you into comfort and then you can just play your little heart out because you trust that confidence and that natural skill.
And you don't have to, you're not so, it's not mental, you're now just.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I apologize for the laughs and the smiles. We got Coach Holly in the back, out my peripheral, I see her antics. But you.
Me, for me, my freshman year, even my sophomore year, I was very confident in myself. I think I was like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's like I always thought I'm one of those people that's like always think I'm the best. I always think I'm the greatest. But what I struggled with a little bit, especially like the beginning of last year, was I would think I was giving 100%, but I really wasn't. It's like I could give 50 and I was still at that top where I was still like the quickest or something like that. But like Coach showed me that like I can push myself even more than that. She showed me that I was worth more than that and I could give more than that. So what I learned was just like giving more than what I already had. It's like even though you're already top dog now, it's like you could be even better or you could make conference player of the year. Okay, you can make NCAA player of the year. Stuff like that I learned from her.
What are some of the things that you're looking forward to this upcoming softball season?
Just make my name for myself. I think last year I put my name on the map, and I think just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. Look at the impact of the game.
Yes.
And yeah, I just want to put my name out there and let CIAA know that I am here.
Numbers don't lie, baby.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know, man. Last year, like I said, was my growth year. So this year, I'm trying to do the same. I want them to know about me. And I also want them to know about Bluefield State softball, period.
Yes.
Last year didn't end the way we wanted it to say the least. And this year, we got goals, we got places to be, and we are going to get there, and it is going to be heard.
Yes, and I think what a lot of people don't realize is this team, they look at last year's record, okay? They look at last year's team, and they don't see the field or the team as a whole. They look at numbers. You only have 13 players.
Yeah.
They're not going to be very loud. They don't have anyone to, back up. But that's all we need. All we need is our 13, and The infield's different. The mindset is different. This whole team is different, and I think Bluefield State is like here. We're here, and I think we're gonna make an impact.
Too.
I think we're gonna make an impact on the conference, and a lot of people just don't see us coming.
They're not ready.
And you know, those are the most dangerous ones, right? You don't see the expected coming. You know, that's the punch, the gut punch that maybe takes, you know, some people out of their, oh wow, you know, that's when you catch somebody unbalanced, is when you deliver the most powerful punch.
Yeah.
I can say for myself that, you know, from last year, I didn't know much about Bluefield State, right? My first interaction was with you ladies here in Spartanburg last year. And then I did attend the game when you guys played the double at Bowie State. And, you know, when I was there watching that game, you know, despite the game, the outcome of the game, right, you can tell. I always told, you know, old teammates that emotions tell me whether you care or not, right? If we lose and I see you laughing and playing, then that tells me you're not as invested as I am, right? Because that tells me that you didn't give everything that you had in those games in order for us to win, because obviously you have energy left.
Yep.
And after that game, I watched Coach Holly interact with a player, and it was emotional. And I think for me, it told the difference. Not emotional for me, but emotional for that player and coach. And I think for me, it told the difference in between players who care and players who don't. And the fact that she was able to show the vulnerability in that moment, it told me that it was a journey that they were all buying into.
Yeah.
When you talk about Bluefield State arriving or showing that they've arrived and that you're here to stay, you know, talk about the importance of tournaments such as this. Because you ladies already played a game. I think last week I played a doubleheader and won,
Yep.
right? I believe I saw. So talk about, you know, this tournament and what it does for you as a program, generating and getting ready for the season to actually kick into full gear.
Well, I think it just shows us what we're up against. Conference is a little bit different, and even playing the SIAC teams are a lot different. So we just got to learn, like, the dynamic of ourselves and just learning, like, from those around us, watching those around us, and then, like I think Mac had said earlier, just seeing what everyone's defense looks like, see what everyone's hitters looks like, and then even letting teams see what we look like and see that, like oh, they're, like, they showed up. Not like they showed up. So.
I think it's more of like a mental thing. I think playing in tournaments like this is more of like a mental preparation, because you're going to see better teams with the CI and then the SIAC, and I think it just mentally prepares you when you get into that deep, dark depths of conference play. I think it mentally prepares you to be able to push when you can't push no more against teams like that.
Playing the SIAC in these tournaments, would you say that that tournament is stronger than the CIAA? Do you think that is a when I say, you know, does it feel like a step above? Do you feel like you're being challenged?
I think with a couple teams, yeah, but I think the CI, I think we come hard and heavy. I think the CI has a lot more powerful, like, hitters. I think we have a lot more powerful emotions. I think the CI comes heavier.
I agree. I think the CI is just like a different brand of athletes. I think the CI, it's gritty, it's personal. Like the CI, anybody in the CI, they are going to play. And I think the SIAC, they have a couple teams that are like that, but not all of them are like that.
Absolutely. It's a mindset when it comes to the CIAA. And no shade to the CI at all. You know, and I think for me, I think I'm a little, you know, biased in that regard, because I focus on the CIAA and the MEAC. I don't really, you know, do too much with the SIAC, but, you know, I can say just from, you know, when I see you ladies play against Edward Waters and Tuskegee, you know, those are the games that I look for in matchup, right? Because those are the two top tier teams when it comes to the SIAC. So lastly, or actually not lastly, I want to say that one for last. Talk about what it means for you ladies, not only to get that leadership and encouragement from the coaches, but for you ladies to help spread and be the coach on the field amongst each other, to where the coach does not always have to be the coach. That the coaching ability also falls on the players as well to help each other out.
I think, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I feel like we have a lot of strong personalities and a lot of strong people on this team. Like our captains, Paige is a captain, Lexi, Boogie, like there's a lot of strong individual people on this team that will push you beyond belief. Linnea, she will push you beyond belief. There's a lot of people that will make sure you go and you go out there and give it your all. And there's also a lot of girls that will hold you accountable on this team. Like even our freshman, Janessa, she will tell you how it is. She will push you until you can't go no more because she's going to do the same.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of with our girls is that they will hold you accountable even when you can't hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Jill said, whether we like it or not, like we hold each other accountable, and whether like we want to hear it or not, they will. But I think being on the field and just like, especially like now that we're upperclassmen, we can definitely see. I always looked up to like the seniors that we had, like Calla. We were never close off the field, but on the field, she was always loud, and I was never a loud person. But just coming in with that mindset of always being loud, even if you're not having a bad game. And I'm trying to do that with one of our freshmen now, Michaela. I think she relates a lot to me, but in different ways. She's like a completely different ball player. And I think she has a lot of potential in just trying to grow the freshmen into like similar players, but even better than what I was. So.
Absolutely. And for the last question, I want to say that, it speaks volumes when, and it tells me the story without having to be a part of the chapters that, when it comes to the team, you want individual growth, right? But the ultimate goal is the team growth.
Yep.
And the fact that, you ladies, have intentionally sought out and spoke about different players. And, that speaks volumes to the team chemistry, right? And then the fact that a lot of times freshmen are timid when coming in, right? Because it's a new environment, it's new beginnings, and they may not understand, they don't know the culture yet. So it's now trying to find out how you fit in. Where do I fit in? Do I fit in? And when you have those type of characteristics and personalities, it's great, right? Because no upperclassman ever wants to be challenged by a lower classman.
Yeah.
But it's receptive, right?
Yep.
It's the fact that you're receptive to it. A lot of upperclassmen will reject it, like, know your role. Know your lane. You need to fall in line and let us lead. So,
But those are your teammates, and you want to nurture them as best as possible. So.
absolutely. And it speaks volumes again, just, from an individual perspective, but also from a team collective, right? So, lastly, why Bluefield State?
Why Bluefield State? I would say I came to Bluefield State on a whim.
Okay.
I was getting close to like my signing day. Like I was on the last day of the NCAA signing day, and I like refused to make a decision. If we're being so honest, and my parents and my dad, they're just like, just commit. And so I committed, and then next thing I know, I'm 2 feet deep here, and I'm surrounded by my teammates, and then I end up going to my sophomore year, and then I'm even more into it. So then I just stayed.
Okay.
For me, it was very different. I committed, I think, my senior year, like beginning of my senior year. I had a lot of offers, but I really wasn't getting what I wanted. Like I was very, I'd say selfish my senior year. So I wanted to come in playing, and I tried to help my parents out. I wanted to go somewhere a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And with going to school at Bluefield, I get metro rate too, so it was a little bit cheaper for my parents, and I knew I'd go in playing.
Yeah.
So I went in playing my freshman year. I had a really good freshman year, and then we found out our coach was leaving, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll stay. I mean, I liked the school, I liked the environment, I liked the close quarters with the teachers, but it wasn't really like, it was still building. And then my sophomore year, Coach Holly came in, and then it was like the whole school kind of shifted. I think she really like made everyone like, whoa, this school can be a lot bigger than what it is. And I don't think a lot of people or even administration really realize that either. And so I think that the school just made a big turn in every sport, in every aspect, basketball, baseball, any sport with Bluefield State really. And then I just fell in love with the school. I started working with the school, working in athletics, and I became really personal with the school. And softball was just like getting great, and I loved it. And so I just stayed for the environment, and I loved how personable it was. So.
And I know I said lastly, but I think I'd be remiss if I didn't, mention this part. I think what I love about Bluefield State is that when I look at your team, even though it's an HBCU, I see diversity, right? And I see the collectiveness, and I see the embracing. Like, I think that's something else that I think needs to be highlighted. That, you know, just because, you know, it's a HBCU doesn't mean, you know, that it can't be diverse, right? Just like for a Power 5 school doesn't mean it can't be diverse, but
Yeah.
I think that the platform that, you know, and the standard and the level of that standard that you guys have at Bluefield State also speaks volumes, because at the end of the day, when I hear the chants, y'all can be cutthroat. I'm just gonna say that y'all can really be cutthroat, especially, you know, I hate to be the opposing pitcher.
Water cooler?
Huh?
Are you talking about the water cooler one?
No, I'm talking about your chance, period. If I'm a pitcher and I just threw a ball,
Oh,
and some of
yeah.
the chance I hear, and it's like, you still got 3 balls.
Yeah. We're pretty brutal when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, when I go home, on my drive home, for some reason, in my mind, you know what I do? I don't even have the radio on. I'm
You still have 3
repeating
balls.
some of those chants. I'm repeating some of y'all cheers, and I'll be like, yo, you got to snap out of this.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
can't be
It's pretty
danced.
catchy. It's pretty
is.
catchy.
It is.
It is, yeah.
But my friends, they judge me.
It's all right. It's all right.
But y'all know what it is. I thank you ladies very much for sitting down and taking
Of
this
course.
moment with
Of
us.
course.
Pitch from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitts Works on Bowie TV, coming to you live from, you know what it is, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Let's get it.